To whose timeline? Oh. Yeah, I've been talking for like 5 minutes here by myself. Because I hit stream on my end. And then I forgot YouTube. You gotta hit the stream over there. So I've been talking to myself for 5 minutes. Wonder why nobody was answering my questions here. So, and then saying, oh, is he late? I'm like, what do you mean am I late? I'm talking. All right. Well, I played a bit of my podcast during the come into the show. During the breaks, I'll just restart it. It's a podcast with Jimmy Watson. He's in charges with related to cryptocurrency. And he was indicted with John McAfee. And I find the two cases very similar because they both, both killed themselves in prison. Sorry, Melissa, I saw your comment and I'm like, I'm talking. What do you mean is he late? I'm like, I was like 5 minutes late. I think I started at 11:05 because I said this earlier. I was trying to get a chicken, but they weren't cooperating and I was stressing them out and I had to get up here. So, okay. So the first thing I want to bring up is boom, boom, boom. All right. I was saying this for like 5 minutes and nobody was listening. Who does this look like? This is Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine Maxwell. Who does that look like? That looks like a very notable figure to me. I don't want to be the one to say who that looks like to me. I'm wondering if somebody else sees it. Let me know. Who do you think that looks like? The pilot's on the stand right now, I guess. The pilot's on the stand again, the one who was testifying yesterday. Yesterday he didn't say very much other than he said that something about commenting on their relationship between Epstein and... Yes! Melissa! Yes! I'm glad I'm not the only one. It looks like Kamala Harris. Why? Why does that look like Kamala Harris? Sorry if that was loud. I'm so happy you got it. No. It's coming. Is it? No. Yes, it is. Good call. God, you guys are on it today, man. I am not. I fixed my mic. Good Lord, have mercy. Here we go. How's that? Bang. All right. Sorry, guys. Oh my gosh, I'm all over the place. Yes, Kamala. Right? Isn't that weird? Why is she being drawn like Kamala Harris? I didn't say it. I wanted somebody else to say it because I wanted to see if I was just a little bit off. So we'll do the first poll. Oh no! How is that a poll? How would you? All right. Oh, stop! There's not even a question. All right, let me make that a poll. Oh man, what happened? Okay, I'm glad you guys are seeing that. I just want to create a poll just because it'd be funny. Do Maxwell's drawings, sketches, I guess, sketches look like Kamala Harris? Oh, you can put VP. I hope I spelled that right. All right, you guys answer that. Maybe there's just a few people that see it. Maybe everyone sees it, but that's so odd to me because it does not. I don't know what happened. I guess in jail she got longer hair, but very odd to me that it's so familiar. I don't know. Michelle Obama. You guys think it looks like Michelle Obama? Well, that's weird. Another vice president. I don't know. I think it looks like Kamala Harris. Michelle Obama. Thank you. Yes, thank you. I can't read your name. Turpa? Thank you. You're right. You were right. Because I fixed my microphone. I was so happy to have both channels operating. And I thought that it looked different than yesterday. And I guess that one was on, yeah. Back on webcam. Oh, God. Now I had to change the poll result. Does it look like Kamala or Michelle Obama? Why does it look... Do you think the sketch artist is, like, trying to be, like, a little bit political with her drawing? Like, yeah, you're next, Kamala. You're next, Michelle Obama. Like, I'm not saying that's what she's doing. The coincidence is odd. Michelle is... Sorry. Doesn't have the body for... Oh, God. Doesn't have... You guys are terrible. Darth Vader? A female version? Oh, God. All right, so I didn't want to jump straight. The pilot's on the stand testifying. We know that things are coming through slow. We already went over this yesterday, that there's no audio, there's no video. So I'll just do like a general recap and talk about some of the things we talked about yesterday, and then jump into the updates, because once I get into the updates, we're going to be through them in like 5 minutes, and we'll be waiting on more. You have to be a little... She looks like the trans... Oh, God. Oh, Lord. All right, so let's recap yesterday. Boom, boom, boom. Opening arguments we had. Let me see what that looks like on your end. Oh, and like I said, throughout the breaks, I'll be playing my podcast. You can see the ad over there. I tried playing it in the intro, but apparently I wasn't live, so I'll start from scratch with that when I go on break to catch a chicken. Oh, come on. All right. So we had the first day. The jury selection was finalized. 12 jurors, 6 alternates. I'm thinking that's what happened in Rittenhouse trial. I know that's what they discussed doing first. Why do I keep forgetting I can't change that for you guys? The trial begins. The jurors, fun little juror things. Nothing crazy like the juror making a comment about Jacob Blake. Well, I guess that was after the jury selection, but I don't know if you guys heard about that one in the Rittenhouse trial, but I already see a typo right there. Listen, I wrote this at 1 in the morning, so after doing 7 hours of this, I'll get around to it. The DOJ announced... So the DOJ finally announced yesterday on their page how they would not be broadcasting it. We went over that. That was a huge thing yesterday, which leads us into a conversation we're going to get into throughout the day, because to me it's very important. Should all trials be live streamed, right? I think that that's an important conversation that's coming out of this beyond the scope of the trial itself. Prosecution opens up their statements saying, I want to tell you a story about a young girl named Jane. Jane, a pseudonym, because 3 of them are not going by their given names. They're going by pseudonyms to protect their identity. Opening line, yep. So I'm referring to the tweets here. That's because we got our boy out there at Klasfeld Reports, because we're relying on independent journalists out there jumping in and out of the courts to get this going, right? And tell us what's going on. Prosecution continues, ultimately saying what Epstein and Maxwell were involved with was a pyramid scheme of abuse, where young girls were asked to recruit other girls, and that's what happened, allegedly. We've heard the story. And the prosecution was really short. The defense came in and attempted to use a biblical passage in the wrong context, in my opinion. But ever since Eve was accused of tempting Adam for the apple, women have been blamed for bad behavior of men, and women are often villainized and punished more than men ever are. So that was his opening argument. Very odd opening argument to me, but there you go. The defense paints a picture of allegations against Maxwell as redirection from the government's ultimate target, Jeffrey Epstein, stating that Maxwell is a scapegoat for a man. So they're trying to paint her, say she's a scapegoat. And I've said that, I'll continue to say that. In many ways, she is a scapegoat, because unless unknown names as stated in the FBI indictment several times, she's a scapegoat for everyone's actions. The defense objected, or the prosecution objected to the defense's trying to paint her as a scapegoat for Epstein's wrongdoings. After the second objection, the court takes a break, and the guy changes subject. Then we get our first guy on the stand, who's probably still on the stand now. He's been on the stand this morning. And that's why I'm not jumping into it. It's the pilot. We're going to get a few details. He's just going to admit to the facts of things and probably say he saw Epstein and Maxwell with young children on the plane or something. I'm assuming is what they're trying to get out of him. That's why the prosecution brought him up. The day closes with the witness testimony. He said something about one thing that people keep repeating. I have to pull it up right now. He keeps saying he was just, testified to different things about locations and stuff like that. But people keep saying, that they also, the thing that people keep harping on is that he said that the relationship between Epstein and Maxwell was more than like business or whatever. It was, they were intimate, was his assertion. If you're just tuning in, hit that like button and let's get the algorithm kicking in. Get the algorithm fed. Yeah, so we got our poll going. Do Maxwell sketches look like VP Kamala Harris? 73% of you agree with me. 27% of you don't. I'm assuming that you guys think that that's you're going the Michelle route because it does not look like Maxwell. Okay, that's just a fact of life. She was the brain. Yeah, I've heard the same thing. Mesmerized. I've heard the same thing. All women look the same with the face mask on. Yeah, I guess, but her skin tone is darker. And maybe that's just because of the oil paints and like, I guess everybody kind of looks like that color. I don't know. It just looks so much like Kamala to me. It's so odd. And the attitude. I think it's the attitude, too. Because Kamala's kind of got like that attitude. And the attitude being portrayed here. And I really think the sketch artist is secretly trying to make some political statement. I think that that's what's maybe going on. Obviously, that's, impossible to even remotely prove. What else did we discuss yesterday? Obviously, one of the biggest things that coming out of this trial, besides the allegations and all that, is the way in which court proceedings are handled federally. And we did a poll. I asked y'all, should all trials be live streamed? I didn't even specify federal trials. And over 80% of the people said yes. I had 258 votes. 84% said all trials should be live streamed. And most people, and also that I also asked, should the defense have the right to choose whether or not the trial is live streamed? I mean, after all, it is kind of their trial in a way, right? And 69% of you said no. I think I'm definitely undecided on that. I don't know. I should have put undecided in there because I'm not decided on that one. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. To me, I just like to look for evolutions of the press in that kind of regard because to me that it's kind of where I put it in here. Where does the freedom of the press meet the right to a fair and speedy public trial? Like, where do those two rights converge? What's the crossroads there? Where do they meet? Show Kamala again? That's a trick statement. I'll show Maxwell. Trying to set me up. This is Maxwell, allegedly. I mean, I guess she's always had short hair in the public, too, so she probably looks different. after being in jail. I think she's been in, what, a year or something? I don't know. I don't know why she's standing there with her arms crossed, though. You can't see that. Because I'm in the way. Oh, why can't I move that screen? There we go. I'll move myself over here. Boop, boop. She got her arms crossed. She all like, shh. Why are you taking my oil painting? I know you drawing me. Oh my gosh, why? This thing is not cooperating with me. Alright, let me just bang, 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 boom. Alright, let me get this one up. So, yep, that's that. Can't crop it for some reason. Yeah, we got updates. I got updates, man. I'm just taking my time getting to them because once I cover them, we're gonna be all caught up for quite a while. No. But we'll get to them. And again, it's the pilot testifying, so there's probably not much, I would imagine. I mean, no audio? Oh, Lord have mercy on my soul. Hello? Yes? Is there no audio? Is there no audio on the other one? Oh, okay. Good Lord, Connolly. Mark, I haven't seen him yet. We'll see. I started later. Where's the chicken? I tried to catch him to begin. I chased him for about 5 minutes, and they got stressed out, and I got out of breath. So, thank you. Low sound. I mean, I can definitely turn it up. Sometimes I start speaking loud, but I think over time I start speaking quieter, because my voice gets tired. Why is it not going up? Weird. Oh, hello. All right. Sound is fine. All right. Loud and clear. Sorry, guys. Thank you. It's got to be better than yesterday because I got both channels working. All the earphone Nazis out there refuse to take off their headphones, They were all like, oh, I can only hear you in one channel. I'm like, all right. I fixed it. Sing for us? Maybe. I had to warm up. I'm definitely, not as bright as I was yesterday. Yesterday was a long day. But I feel like I got things better. I got the audio to work through my desktop now, so I can play videos. Although I'm still gonna be careful with that because copyright issues. But speaking of which, I got some. All right, let's look at this. I'll do some commentary on this one right here.
A lot of sketchiness going on. Now, something I want to mention.
Sorry. Just trying to share this. I don't know how to get everything's coming through Telegram. Again, if you guys want to be where the updates are coming straight through, I might just have to play it through the phone, which would be low quality sound. All right, whatever. Oh, it's all downloads. All right, well, that's weird. I didn't know that about Telegram. I guess all the videos are loaded on the Telegram. It's not like a link to YouTube. I can look it up. But yeah, if you want, it's t.me /trial. What is it? T.me / I don't know. It's in the description. Somebody can find it and paste it in the comments if you want. 10AN will yeah, I kind of figured they'd be censored on here. Prosecutors will face an uphill climb. I think I can play. People play Fox News clips all the time and comment on them. I think I'm
Jeffery
good.
Epstein's alleged partner and
Let's see. I think I should be able. As long as I comment on it, it should be fine. Right, we got to get rid of Kamala here. I mean, Maxwell.
the long-awaited trial of
Girl,
Jeffrey
you need
Epstein.
to chill. Okay? We don't need you starting to talk right away. All right, let me just get on that screen alone. Oh, but then my sound's going to change. Oh, Lord. Desktop audio. Add audio input. All right. I had to jump on there. All right, desktop audio, bang. Let me start low with this so that I'm not blowing you guys up with sound. Add. All right, I'm going to pull up this video so we can watch some videos on here and get not so much as just me ranting for 7 hours. Where in the world? Window capture. Window capture. Okay. All right, we got the video up here. Bang. You got Fox News. $50 off my first month. Man, YouTube is like, I could never imagine paying. How much are they charging to have $50 off a month? All right, let's listen to some of this and see what Fox is saying. I guess they're saying that the prosecution's facing an uphill battle. Maybe this is in regards to just how popular it is. I don't know. Why would they be facing an uphill battle? I'm curious what they have to say. Let's see.
Alleged partner and pimp, Ghislaine Maxwell, finally getting started today in a Manhattan court. Epstein's ex-girlfriend is facing 6 counts of sex trafficking and enticing minors to engage in sex acts. Prosecutors argue Maxwell was a key architect in procuring young girls for Epstein's quote, pyramid scheme of abuse.
Pyramid scheme of abuse. We've heard that one before. Let's see why they say they're facing an uphill battle. Says she set up Maxwell's brother, Jane Maxwell.
So that Ghislaine is made to face the charges that Epstein never faced in place of him. And she is paying a heavy price, a blood price for that. She's treated as guilty.
So it seems to be that they're kind of going with they're saying that the prosecution faces a heavy uphill battle because of the defense's narrative that she's a scapegoat for Epstein. That doesn't mean if she was there involved. Like the thing is, they're not even denying what Epstein did. The whole argument is Epstein was abusing children. Kamala was dating him at the time, going everywhere with him, and she had nothing to do with it. How is that a good argument? Is that not a terrible argument? I don't even understand. It's like a bad argument. That's a terrible argument, isn't it? Can't see the comments right now, but I'm assuming you guys agree with me. But let me see. Let's see what else they're saying. Maybe there's something else. Blood price. She's treated as guilty.
She's abusing children herself. So will this trial deliver justice for Epstein and Maxwell's victims? Here with me now to discuss, attorney and Northwestern law professor Andrew Stoltman. Welcome back, Andrew.
Thank you.
Dude,
Bro. Sorry. Oh no. What did I do? Look at this guy's smile. Ow! Okay. You've heard of crooked lawyers. Right? How do you smile like that?
Let's discuss this a little bit because this is a more narrow case than people might assume. In fact, there are only 4 victims.
I mean, I hope that's not like a birth thing. I don't know. It's just so it's suspicious. It's suspicious to me, right off the bat. All right, let's see what he says. Maybe I'm judging him too early.
Here who are testifying, whom the case centers around. Why is that?
I think the prosecutors want to keep it basic and straightforward, and the less victims you have, the more compelling their testimony can be. And I think that's going to be the biggest challenge for prosecutors in this case, because these witnesses have some credibility issues. These are the problems in sexual assault cases like this, and many of these allegations happened in 1996 and 1997. So it's going to be...
I thought I used my hands a lot, man. I'm sorry, you guys can't even really see it. Jeez, I'll have to get out of the way. You gotta see this guy's hands. They are moving like grooving. All right.
Be an uphill climb for prosecutors. Hopefully they'll have enough to convict.
And they do have that little black book, that bound and sewn book with typed pages that include not only many of the victims who were groomed throughout the process, but also some of Epstein's celebrity friends and...
And that was the video I was trying to find from OAN. Somebody sent it to me on Telegram, and I guess I downloaded it, and I'm never going to get it the way I just sent it. So... we won't, and I can't find it online. So they will be using that black book that everybody's always talked about, the flight logs, which we've all heard that there's a lot of names on there. A lot of names. I mean, he seems like a nice guy, you know, about his smile. I just don't know how. I don't know. He seems like a nice guy, though. Maybe. I think he's just very animated. Like, I'll play it back in a moment, but his hands, he's very animated. Very animated. All right, I'm going to jump back in the chat here for a moment. I got so many windows. I need another screen. I doubt it. Kamala was just... Agree, but women... See, yeah. So, again, your comments, if you use any... There's a lot of keywords. Oh, and there's one word that I blocked. It's going to make a lot of people mad. After yesterday, I decided to censor one word. Because it led to so much argument in the chat. And there was just, it literally took away from all productive conversation, and everything became about that. So, if you can guess that keyword, put it in the chat and watch it get blocked. I'm still. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Oh God. All right. I'm getting over a sickness, guys. I'm sorry. Good Lord. Give me a moment. Good Lord. All right, you guys watch this for a moment. I thought I was clear. Sorry, guys. Let me play this. Watch this guy's hands.
To convict.
And they do have that little black book, that bound and sewn book with typed pages that include not only many of the victims who were groomed throughout the process, but also some of Epstein's celebrity friends and politicians. So will that come into play?
Yes, it's going to come into play. And, you know, you have some of the most famous men in the world, former presidents, multi-billionaires, and celebrities who are extremely nervous, not just about the Black Book, but it appears as though Miss Maxwell is going to testify in this case. And Kennedy, I can tell you, when somebody is facing 70 years in a federal prison, they will say virtually anything to get off. So I...
All right. I'm back. Sorry, guys. I'm just sick all weekend, laying in bed, and I'm still a little congested. Even more so than yesterday, I think, because it's colder out. Boom. Where are we at here? Oh, did you guys figure out the word I blocked? What word are you talking about? That's more of a name. Woo, flu. N-word. It's only liberal censor, says Jerry. Jerry, you run a chat with... I had two... At the time, it was 800 people in here, and we were having a good conversation. Then it all fell off topic, this one thing, and I'm just... Only liberals censor. Make your own channel, Jerry. Okay? When I can just let links to whatever website I want to go on here. Only liberals censor. You're silly. You guys are silly. Maxwell's... Oh, let's see. YouTube's smart. Obama ant spit. Oh, Lord. How do you get updates? I've been checking mostly Twitter. We'll go to that. Let's jump to Twitter, guys. I know you guys want updates. I'm being really slow to get to them. But that was one of the things I wanted to bring up from Telegram, and I couldn't find the video, so I'm glad they brought it up in the Fox News article, video we just watched. They are allowing that flight log book of names to be heard on the record. I know that there was a lot of talk about how they were going to suppress evidence and keep things from like stemming outward and other charges. But we see in the FBI indictment, you know, names of other individuals known and unknown. So we know that the FBI knows other people were involved. But allegedly, I guess. But I mean, it's the FBI, so. Oh, Lord. All right, hold on, guys. I'll be right back, and I will cover this. I gotta clear, man. I'm gonna start my the podcast. It's kind of a related case, and I'm only gonna play it for a moment. I'll be right back, and I will do the updates on today's case. I'm sorry, guys, but I gotta go for a moment. But you might be interested in this case. It involves another man who killed himself in prison, and this is an interview with Jimmy Watson that I did for my podcast. And it's also the only thing I can play that I can just play indefinitely without worrying about getting a copyright strike. So let this play for a moment. I meant to play at the beginning of the show, but I messed up everything, as I always do. Enjoy this for a moment. I'll be right back.
I left for Operation Restore Warrior. John Maxwell supposedly hung himself.
Do you think he killed himself?
At first I thought he hung himself. I couldn't believe it. But now
I know he didn't hang himself because, and I'm not a conspiracy type guy. I've been charged. The night I left for Operation Restore, John Maxwell supposedly hung himself.
Do you think he killed himself?
At first I thought he hung himself. I couldn't believe it. But now I know he didn't hang himself because, and I'm not a conspiracy type guy. I've been charged with conspiracy, but...
Must leave the area immediately. If you refuse to leave the area, you will be arrested for North Carolina General Statute. Under North Carolina General Statute.
Man, what it is? Because guess what? I'm ready to go to jail and die by it.
The people on the left have always understood that they would tell people, think globally, act locally. We need to understand what the global agenda is, but we need to act locally to counter it. And we need to do it in a way that occupies peace. We need to do it in a way that is going to make connections with each other locally, so we see each other as human beings and not as...
The word of God teaches us in the book of Psalms. It says that if I had lived by
All right.
then I would fly away and be at rest.
All right. That's just my podcast. I'm gonna play that through the intermissions when I need to take a break. Sorry, I had to close my window. It's such a nice sunny day, but it's dramatically colder, and it's getting to me. But I'll play that throughout the break. It's my interview with Jimmy Watson, John McAfee's business partner, who was indicted on the same charges as McAfee when he was in jail. When McAfee killed himself in jail. And from his business partner's mouth, he says, he believes that McAfee did not kill himself. He says he knows he did not kill himself. Because McAfee loved the spotlight, he loved the attention. Which reminds us of a similar case. So let's jump in. Let's get to these updates. Let's go to Twitter, see what our boys on the streets got to say. Sorry about that, guys. I'm being so slow today. All right, we got Inner City Press. They were out there yesterday. Yep, he's in there today. We also had Mark Connolly in here yesterday. If he's in the chat, let me know if I miss him. So we know the witness is on the stand testifying this morning. Let's see what came of that. I really don't think it's going to be much of interest, to be honest. This is not the only trial I report on here. Alright, let's see. Okay, it's day 2, Inner City Press, covered day 1, the end of Epstein's plot. And again, go follow these people that are doing these tweets, because, again, we wouldn't know any of this if they weren't doing it. At Inner City Press. Judge Nathan, I think I have to excuse the juror if they cannot cancel or move the trip. Oh, so one of the jurors had a vacation. They were talking about needing to go on. I guess their wife got it for them, I believe was the case. And they went past it. So jury stuff. So they excused juror number 58. Boom. That was just 2 hours ago. Assistant Attorney Comey made the witness remove his mask. Judge Nathan, yes. What a time to live in. Comey, good. Good, Mr. Vysotsky. What assistants did Mr. Epstein have other than Miss Maxwell? There were many. Did Miss Maxwell have assistants? She did, said Vysotsky. Comey says, can you name some of the assistants? There was Kimberly, and of course, Sarah Kellen. Is that Miss Kellen? He's pointing, or an exhibit is a woman in a green bright dress, or identifying Miss Kellen. I'd like to be up there, but I don't know. So we're starting to get other names involved here, people, places. We got the places yesterday. Pilot went over the places. We had Florida, New York, New Mexico, and apparently there's a lot of drone footage of lightning bug brought it to my attention. That there's a lot of drone footage of the island itself that maybe we can look at, just kind of like get familiar with the places being talked about here. Although the island I don't believe the island is actually mentioned here in the testimony. Maybe it's because it's outside the United States. I believe it's outside the United States. Shouts this. that's a typo. The entrance to so what's this? It's the entrance to Mr. Epstein's place. How many acres was on? So they're just trying to 10,000 acres. Jeez. So they're just verifying that this guy knows the facts about the locations. Did you ever go into the main residence? Viscosity, the pilot, says yes, to pick up luggage and install electronics. Mr. Epstein was a real audiophile. Has anyone ever heard that word before? In their life? Have you ever heard the word audiophile? Yes, to pick up luggage and install electronics. Mr. Epstein was a real audiophile. He also had a home theater with a drop-down screen. He had a little family room off to the side. Maxwell used the UN screen to watch herself. So he's covering multiple stories at the same time. Comey, turning now to Mr. Epstein's island. Oh, okay. What is it called? Little St. James. It was a regular destination. I also flew a helicopter from St. Thomas to Little St. Thomas also. Also more electronics installation. Why does he keep mentioning... Why is the pilot installing electronics? What does that mean? Why, if you have a pilot, why is he coming in your home to install electronics? It's like, I get like a jack of all trades personality, but my pilot, he's got to be focused on his skill of flying a plane. I don't want him coming into my house and installing electronics. So that's a little odd. How else could you get there to the island they're referring to? By boat, said Viscosky. Comey, okay, where did you meet Miss Maxwell? She had a 3-bedroom apartment. I installed electronics there too. Bro, this is just weird. Okay, I guess there's more to this conversation than I thought there'd be. What in the world is this dude going everywhere, installing electronics? What is this submarine? I keep hearing about the submarine. And, yeah, cameras. It must be evidence that they discussed before going more public with the information they're allowing out, that they couldn't tell the jury what these electronics were. So they probably said you can't say cameras, or God only knows what they are. The judge might have determined, or the court determined, that you had to use the word electronics because they didn't want they getting evidence for whatever reason. So do Maxwell's sketches look like VP Kamala Harris? This is the biggest news of today. Okay, we've unlocked a huge conspiracy here. That's the poll. We have 68% of almost 300 people say yes. The sketches do look like VP Kamala Harris. But why? But why? I want to make a new poll, but I don't know what to do. But luggage is a code word for victims? Let's see. She had a submarine and claimed it was for clean earth? What the hell does that mean? Oh, like green, like to be green? She had a submarine. I mean, I don't know. To record people for blackmails, what Nine Chamber says. I'm an audiophile. So, Say No to Globalism says, I'm an audiophile. I have close to 10,000 albums in genres of music. Audiophile doesn't include video of your guests. What? I'm just saying it's a weird choice word. I've never once heard that word, and it's used to describe Jeffrey Epstein by the witness, audiophile. I mean, I get what it means by breaking it down, but I mean, choice words here. So we got this pilot. installing electronics everywhere for whatever reason. Did Miss Maxwell ever fly the helicopter? Vikoski says many times. Comey. And what are these photos? So they're pointing some photos. That's Mr. Epstein in front of his plane. Comey, for Mr. Epstein, did you ever fly to Traverse City, Michigan? Yes. Must have been summer or fall, cheery season. This pilot is such an oddball. Comey, where did you go to pick up his luggage? Vikoski, the Interlochen School of Music, Center for the Arts. Somebody said earlier that luggage means what he said earlier, and I don't know. Why is he picking up luggage at a school? I offer into evidence this stipulation that dates of birth of these individuals are correct. We are submitting these under seal. Let the jurors pick up the binders under their chairs to see sealed exhibits, but don't open it. And I just remembered something. Another great source that I found for content on this. I want to give them a shout out because they shared the feed yesterday. And I was looking, and they got like a whole thread of breaking. They got like a whole thread of tweets and just different things, tying it all together. So RadioPatriot.net, awesome resource. I got to remember where the page was. I have to find the page. We got Jack Dorsey. They have a page like just dedicated to the trial, and they had so much going on there. But RadioPatriot.net, go check them out. Give them a shout out. Say, yo, awesome site. Because they shared yesterday, and oops. I know a lot. I think a lot of you might have come from there. So I just want to give them a shout out. Boom. RadioPatriot.net. They got great resources there. Check them out. I'll try and find. I don't know where that page is, and I don't want to. We're going through this right now, so we'll keep doing the witness testimony of the pilot who's flying around installing electronics everywhere, like some kind of a maniac. Don't put them up to the screen paper only, please. I need glasses. Government Exhibit 12. Mr. Vikoski, in the name of the female singer, do you remember being a passenger on Epstein's plane? Oh, is this the name of the female singer you remember being on Epstein's plane? Yes, he says. So, Government Exhibit 12 is the name of a female singer. That what I'm taking from this, he said specifically he said don't put it up to the camera because there's the camera that goes to the courtroom wings, which the feed does not leave the court. It's only for press and the overflow wings, and they can't rebroadcast it or they won't be let in. They're not even showing the name to them, so they're trying to keep this sealed. Whoever this is, the singer, is sealed, and they're saying, is this her in front of the plane? So why is this being sealed? Is it because the FBI plans to do more charges? Or is it being sealed because they just want one person to take the fall? What do you guys think? Let's do that. Let's see what you guys think about that. End poll. Did anybody find out the banned word yet? I have so many mad people and they figured out the word that I banned. Lord. Why is evidence being concealed? Is worded weird, but you guys get the gist. Why is evidence being concealed from the public? To make Maxwell the scapegoat, or the FBI is investigating others? I'll put other, but not that I can get what your other is, but maybe you have another. You don't have to choose that one. Let's see what you guys say. I don't know. Only time will really answer this question, but let's see what y'all think. Lee, do not be starting shit in the chat. Do not. I will myrtle. Just let people be. Unless something like, no. What did he say? I'm going to start. You time too many people out, man. And especially, I've seen Coney in here for a moment. What did you say? View deleted message. No jack shit, Anita. What does that mean? Hide. Traffic. Oh, I see what you mean. I don't know. Clean up your language, Connie. Lee, don't be starting things. D247s. She cursed out Anita. Who's Anita? Oh, okay. For no reason. All right, she's getting on others. All right. I got you. All right. I appreciate the good looks then. Oh, did anybody figure out the banned word? I haven't seen anybody use it, which is so funny. It doesn't even matter. Guilty murder. All right, so most of you were saying other. What's other? What are other reasons that the evidence is being concealed from the public? Jerry, you missed is. You forgot to put in the word is in your statement there. I don't need Google. No, I use them all the time, obviously. What does that mean? Other witness protection? Okay. Okay, yeah. You're trying to keep witnesses protected? The singer is Beyonce? Incompetence and to protect. So they're trying to protect witnesses, is what you guys are saying. All right. Because most of you say other. There was a singer. I don't know if you're here, infantry, but there was a singer in front of the plane, and they're not telling people who the singer is. They're concealing it from the public. All right, so let's get back to this. And I know I'm taking my time, and people, you have no idea. People will be like, you jump all over the place. If I just read through this, we would have been done 30 minutes ago, and I'd just be sitting here. Nothing to discuss. You know, when you're sitting up for hours, you kind of get all over the place. I know most of you get it, but just the people's complaints are so funny. Yeah, where's Mark Connolly, man? He was up in here yesterday. Info's out there. So people are saying that people know who this is. I don't know. It could be any photo. Also, there's my. I put my. I'm gonna pin my PayPal up there. If you guys want to help me out, you know, $20, $5, $1. You know, help me out here. You know, help your boy. Can't do super chats yet, but if you can help me out with that, I appreciate it. If not, all good. I don't care. Let me see. Man, I'm telling you guys, I know I was a little more energetic yesterday. I'm tired. But let's see. Any questions? Let's see. Oh, and guys, the trial group, t.me, look, trial law or something. Get in there. They have terrific people in there spreading great, like, really going through Telegram at least and sharing great information. We got the chat going, and that'll be you can go there 24/7 to get updates with each other. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So let's recap this for a moment. So you got the pilot testifying. He's flying all around the world with Epstein, installing electronics, and some might say carrying luggage. They do mention, you know. And don't put them on screen. So we have a singer in front of a plane, and they're not making that name public. Apparently, people say they know who it is. I'm sure there's not many pictures with Epstein and a singer and a woman singer in front of a plane. I mean, couldn't be with so many people. It could be. So we're getting up to an hour ago, probably a little over an hour ago, as long as I've been talking. We'll call her Jane. Oh wait, how do we get here? And again, at Inner City Press. Don't put it on the screen. Government Exhibit 12, Mr. Vysotsky. Is this the name of the female singer? And you remember her being, oh, I guess I could have just kept reading. No more speculation. We'll call her Jane. So Jane is a singer who's a victim. That's why they're not showing. I could have just kept reading. That's why you guys were saying other. You guys were ahead of me. You guys should be up here. Mr. Epstein brought her... I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through today. Mr. Epstein brought her to the cockpit. She had piercing powder blue eyes. Do you remember Virginia Roberts? Yes, a shorter woman with dirty blonde hair. Comey, nothing further. Judge Nathan, you may cross-examine. Maxwell's lawyer, Christine Everdell. You started working for Mr. Epstein with Dave Rogers, correct? Vysotsky, yes. And he let you use the restroom? Yes, like I need to now. Bro, what is happening in there? Is this guy a comedian? Is the pilot also a comedian? He's a pilot, an electrician, and a comedian? Like, there's no way this guy isn't just messing around in there. Seriously? And you know that he was told by, if he was told by the judge he couldn't, I'm assuming he's told by a judge he had to use the word electronics and couldn't say video cameras. So he keeps saying it over and over. And I would install electronics there. Like, he just, I don't know what this dude, I can't garner him. I don't know what's happening here. Let's reread this to make sure I didn't misread it as some comedic play. That it isn't, and that it's actually something totally different that I read. Maxwell's lawyer, Christine R. Everdale, you started working for Mr. Epstein with Dave Rogers, correct? Yes. And he lets you use the restroom? Vysotsky. Yes, like I need to now. First of all, why did she ask about why did he have to say he has to... I don't know if I didn't get enough sleep last night or if this is literally a play that I'm reading. I don't know what's going on here. I know it's very serious, but like, this is just ridiculous. Judge Nathan, looks like it's time for our mid-morning break. I'm sorry, guys. I can't read this right now. Let me see what you guys are saying. Is this ridiculous or is it just me? What is going on here? Oh, Lord. He's a serial killer. Bro. It's not just me, right? This is outrageous. He probably installed cameras. Yeah, and I think that they were told by the court they had to say electronics. I don't know why. He often took... I mean, like, it would be hilarious. Like, some of these things, like, why is he using these words? Like, I get the audio file, cockpit. It's like, but it's in relation to Epstein. It's like, he's got to be doing it on purpose. So, Judge Nathan, okay, it looks like it's time for a mid-morning break. And Everdale says, one last question before we break. Did you walk through the cabin? Vysotsky, yes, in the Gulf Stream. Everdale, let's take a break. All rise. Thread will continue. We got our boy Inner City Media. Boom. Hope you had a pleasant and timely break, jurors. Maybe it's the way this guy is like writing it, like his way of writing is humorous. You may proceed. Maxwell's lawyer, Everdale. I trust you're feeling better. Vysotsky. I think I'm being set up. What's happening here? So you walked through the Gulf Stream to use... So you walked through the Gulf Stream to use the restroom, correct? Yes. If Mr. Epstein were engaging in illicit acts with underage girls, he probably would not have told you... would have told you not to leave the cockpit, correct? Objection. Overruled. Correct, Vysotsky says. So this was before cell phones, and you were just using beepers, correct? Vysotsky, yes. And I recognize Mr. Epstein's number, Everdale. And you must mostly hear about flights from Ghislaine if she was going on to be on them, right? Mostly. So, former President Bill Clinton flew on that plane, correct? Vysotsky, yes. And you were told to clean up. Vysotsky, yes. Everdale. But some passengers, you were never told the names, right? Vysotsky, correct. So Bill Clinton's been mentioned in court about flying on that plane. We've all heard that 1,000 times. I know I have, at least. Everdale. I want to ask you about a few specific flights. You mentioned Interlaken, the art center. Did you know Epstein himself attended the summer camp when he was a child? I was not aware. Everdale, on your flights to Interlaken, was Itzhak Pierman on one? Vysotsky, yes, he was. Everdale. And Epstein had a cabin there, right? Vysotsky, yes. Everdale. And you flew Mr. Epstein to Columbus, Ohio, to see Wexner, right? Vysotsky, yes. So the defense is throwing in a lot of other names here. The prosecution, Maxwell. Prosecution, or the defense, Bill Clinton, other people I haven't heard of. They've mentioned 3 or 4 names so far. So I'll see which way they're going. I won't guess too much. Oh Lord. Everdale, and the women were calling Jane. You knew her real name, right? Skoski, I do. And behind those striking blue eyes, you said she had large... Right? She was a mature woman, says Vysotsky. Okay. Everdale, I'm sorry, we're having a choreography issue. Judge Nathan, can we move past it without sending the jurors back into the jury room? Everdale. Yes, as long as I can return to it. Judge Nathan. Well, we'll just take a 5-minute break right now. All rise. Is it choreography as in music production? Am I reading that word wrong? Like to choreograph a dance? Maybe. All right. I'm gonna fly through Adams here. There might be some missed typos in here. I'll tell you what. Everybody in the chat good? We're good? The unnamed woman claims to be Epstein, recruited, was 13 years old. Let me find that number. What do you guys mean, let me find that number? It's Madonna. It's Madonna's videos. It's all according. I'm sure you know about this being everybody. Oh Lord. Miley Cyrus. So we got Miley Cyrus, Beyonce, and who else? Madonna. Taylor Swift. We just have like a guessing game in here. Oh Lord. Sabrina, me too. They are so much fun. Oh Lord. I don't know. I feel like I must be misreading that word, or it must be a typo. No, Adam ain't been updating as much. He might be I know they do a lot of writing at Law Crime News, so maybe he's working on articles or something. Yeah, he's not updating. So we're not getting any updates from our boy over there. Mark Connolly ain't in the chat. Maybe they only have limited space, and some reporters just don't get in. So maybe that's the case with Mark Connolly and our boy over here, Adam Klasfeld. And Mark Connolly, if you're in the chat, man, thanks for yesterday. We greatly appreciate the insight. All right, so there's some kind of a dance routine issue in the court, and they had to adjourn. Not sure why they're dancing. As far as I can tell, that's what's happening. But who knows? Man, this boy. And if this guy's got typos, it's fine, man. But he's trying to, like... This guy's, like... everything. Let me drop a link. I feel bad. This guy's been such a resource. I gotta give this guy a shout out, man. Follow this guy. Is that right? at Inner City Press. I'm just going to drop this in the chat. I'll give him a shout out. So, yo, great coverage, man. We appreciate you for being out there. Because if you weren't, we would be missing a lot of information. And a lot of restroom issues. During the break, did a 4-minute podcast break. So he's got podcast break. I'm not going to play it on here because I'm already using his tweets so much. If you want to check that out, go check that out. Inner City Press. I hope you had a present, timely break. I just can't. We got to skip past this bathroom crap. It's just. So we got the defense throwing all kinds of other names in here, which is not what we saw at the prosecution. So this could help them paint the narrative that there were so many people involved. Why is Maxwell the only one being implicated? But they could also be going a different angle. I don't know. So this was before cell phones or something. Housed by a pager, bang, bang, bang. Former Clinton, that's pretty big. They let that in the court. Most people already kind of knew that. I wanted to ask you about a few specific flights you mentioned. Interlaken, the Art Center. I was not aware. No, sorry, guys. On your flights to Interlaken, it wasn't Ischa Pyramid on one. Yes, he was. Epstein, blah, blah. He was there. Columbus, Ohio. This guy. And remembers her name. She was a mature woman. Yeah, okay. Choreography issue. Oh, so we only got a couple tweets left. Like I said, once I started covering it was just going to fly through. Jury returns late. Well, at least you're getting your steps in. Please proceed, said the judge. Everdale. So there were others in Epstein's world who had the same name as the person we are calling Jane? Yes. Like sealed exhibits LV3, LV3B, and A? Is this the defense trying to out the victim? Like they're saying, oh, Epstein had other people on the flight that also matched this name? So, or are they trying to allege that the victim used the fact that their name was on the flight log to pretend like they were there? Is that the angle they're going with? I don't know. Are you familiar with Prince Andrew? Yes, said Vysotsky. And he flew on Mr. Epstein's plane, right? Vysotsky, yes, he did. Maxwell's lawyer, Everdale. Are you familiar with Annie Farmer? That's one of the victims. Vysotsky, I've heard her name, but I don't know of any record. Everdale, put up LV 4 and 5. Mr. Vysotsky, do you see the documents with names? Yes. Admitted under seal, said the judge. The person we are calling Kate, her real name is LV4, right? I don't remember that name at all. You've mentioned Bill Clinton, Iskaska Perman, Prince Andrew. Did Donald Trump fly in his plane on Epstein's plane? Yes, he did, said Vysotsky. Can you guys guess that? You guys are going to figure out real fast what word got banned now. I'll unban it if nobody fights. Good Lord. No cameras in court. Yep, no cameras, no audio, nothing. Nothing. No coverage. We get tweets from people putting in the hard work to be there. Absolute long play. I don't mind, you stating your opinions, but what does Colin Kaepernick have to do with this? Is somebody talking about him in the chat? Good Lord. Big Papa Stalin! Big Papa Stalin! Oh, bro! I think your comment got... Oh my gosh, bro. Listen. Big Papa Stalin, behave. Behave. I made you moderator, but behave, please, okay? I know you can be a little crazy. Bro, Big Papa Stalin been with me for years. Shoot. I'm glad to see you're still around. Your comment got. I would unblock it, but it's not giving me the option for some reason, Big Papa. But I'm glad to see you here. Yeah, the language YouTube is very is there an echo? Let me know, guys. YouTube's it has a lot of words it automatically blocks, and because I mean, you know, there's only 680 people here, but that's still a lot of people that could just be putting anything in the chat. So, you know, I just leave it in place for now. I'm glad you're here, man. Y'all slap that like button so more people can find the stream. Vygotsky? Glenn, you tip me $25, PayPal.me/HealingLaw, and I will go listen to videos right now on how to pronounce his name. Until then, I'm going to butcher it even harder. Vygotsky. Viscosy. The viscosy pilot that flew Epstein's plane. He was very viscous. Pilot Viscous is his new name. Unless I see $25 in my PayPal. This is horrible coverage. You're so gay. In the 90s way. Bam. Alright. This is the best coverage you'll get. No, it probably isn't, but there's not much good coverage, to be honest with you, because there's no cameras and no audio. The yes, exactly, Connie. Oh, Lord. And I'm mispronouncing that, too. Pilot Viscosity. The person we're calling Kate, her real name was LV4, right? I don't remember her name at all. Everdale. You've mentioned Bill Clinton. Itstick Pyramid, Prince Andrew. Did Donald Trump fly on Epstein's plane? The viscous pilot. Yes, he did. Everdale. And John Glenn and George Mitchell flew on Epstein's plane? Viscosity. Yes. Everdale. And Kevin Spacey? Yes. Oh, there's a Kevin Spacey case going on? Inner City Press got it going on, man. After first staying in a hotel, did Mr. Epstein put you up in an apartment? Yes. At 301 East 66th Street. Sarah Kellen stayed there too. And the person whose name I can't say. LB3. But not Jane, right? Viscosity. I did not see Jane. So we got the pilot testifying. We got a lot of names dropped from the defense. We got Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, Donald Trump. A lot of people like to look past that one. Klaus asked what? You're so funny, but it's just a little too inappropriate. It is funny. It is funny. Okay? You're funny. But it's just a little too inappropriate. I'm glad you appreciated that, Beth. What is it, Bedlow? I'm glad you appreciate that. Okay. Well, if you need a hidden camera, call Pilot Viscosity. Yeah, Alex Jones was right at all. Hey. He's not the only one with the documents. See, now I'm replying to tweets that are getting blocked, and everybody's just confused. Donnie was there, so yeah, I know. Let's face it. Cam repeats it when it doesn't get through, but it's just getting blocked. It's class. It's fine. You got to test the boundaries. All right, I get it. I'm not mad at you. Don't block him. He's funny, and the dirty things get filtered out anyways, but. You know, if it wasn't on YouTube, maybe. justice to the rich, justice for the poor. All right. Good Lord. So we caught up on the pilot mostly. He's been testifying all morning, basically. Obviously, there's going to be more new tweets, but I'm going to let that simmer for a bit. Oh, I should have some... should have some interesting statements from lawyers about why they, I may or may not, why aren't federal cases live streamed? I want to know what lawyers are thinking, so I might get some statements on that. We can see. Yeah, we got Kevin Spacey. We got a lot of people implicated in this, and we've always, you got the black book, right? So they've allowed that in the evidence. Tegan is... What I think about the Rittenhouse stuff, the jury made a verdict. I don't know what I could say. Other than, the jury decides who's guilty and not the public. So, that's that. I just don't want to... I don't like getting into too divisive topics, so... just would rather, stay away from that one for a moment. But, I definitely thought it was an interesting, important case about the right to defend oneself and where that begins and ends. In that same day, what I'll say about the Rittenhouse trial is that people get so focused on these big things, and when there's big things happening, usually there's other things getting covered up. And one of the not covered up, or at least left in the dust. And one of those things is two other self-defense cases were being heard at the same time. We had the Ahmaud Arbery case, where Ahmaud Arbery was being pursued. They were all found guilty because they did not have, they weren't able to, they said they did a citizen's arrest, but it wasn't immediately after a crime, it was days later when they saw him. So, because they did it days later and not the moment after, they didn't have the right to do what they did by chasing him down. Because he didn't just commit a crime, it was allegedly he did days ago. And I mean, I don't know. It's some crazy stuff. But that same day, I forget the name. The same day, coffee subscription. Self-defense. The same day as Rittenhouse's verdict, another verdict that everyone overlooked came out. The same day. Jury acquits a man that killed a police officer in self-defense. A man who killed a police officer in self-defense. Jury acquits Guilford man who claimed self-defense. It's the same day as Rittenhouse. After girlfriend killed by sheriff's SWAT team in 2017 raid. This guy right here, Coffey, his last name, it's very easy to remember that name, Andrew Coffey, Vero Beach. A Guilford man who claimed he was defending himself and his girlfriend when he fired shots at deputies during an early morning raid in 2017 was acquitted of federal charges Friday that carried a life prison term. He was found guilty on... Let me see. He was found guilty on possessing a weapon to begin with, I think, because he was a felon, but he was not found guilty of killing the officer in self-defense. And that's crazy. Not just that he killed an officer, but it's the same day as Rittenhouse. And to me, it's like, when things happen like that, they're so orchestrated, it seems so orchestrated. It was like a day in the land of self-defense law. It really that whole day solidified the right to defend oneself, which, shouldn't amount for grabs anyways, but I found that to be interesting too, and a lot of people overlook this case, and it's very important. A.J. Coffey, a man acquitted of killing a police officer in self-defense, the same day as the Rittenhouse verdict. Totally overlooked. That's what I think about Rittenhouse. Let's say that. Let's say that. All right, guys, I'm going to take a break for a moment. I'm going to play some of my podcast with Jimmy Watson, John McAfee's partner. He was a dope dealer with a gun. I mean, he had a weapon. He was a felon. Yeah. I don't know where I stand with that. Where can you see the trial? You can't trade. There's no. That's why we're here. You can't. I'm gonna go on break for a moment. I'll try and catch my chicken. I'll get a chicken for y'all. Thank you, the mods, for your great work. F Antifa. Some people, man, they just run these scripts in their heads. F Antifa. Did anybody say a thing about Antifa? Somebody earlier said something about Colin Kaepernick. What was this, 3 years ago? That was relevant? Oh my lord! All right, guys, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna play some of my podcast interview with Jimmy Watson, John McAfee's former partner. They had a falling out. He's a Navy SEAL, hilarious guy. He's indicted on the same charges as McAfee was, and he just talks about life and stuff. It's better than nothing, I guess, right? I'll be back in like 10 minutes, 15 minutes at the most. Here you go. You can listen to this podcast with a beautiful Betty White image. Alright, of course it's not going to cooperate with me right now. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. This is the worst coverage I've ever seen. You're crazy. Oh, Lord. People are funny, man. It looks like it just might not work for some reason. Oh, there we go. And this is a case that's going to be coming out next year, too. So the reason I'm really playing this is because it's something to keep your eyes on it. If you're interested in court cases and stuff, this is going to be an interesting one. I think it's scheduled for March of next year. This is just my interview with him. He talks about John McAfee. He believes he didn't kill himself, and I think the sound was off, so I'm just going to play it from the top again. But I'll be back shortly before it's even over.
The 9/11 operation was where John McAfee supposedly hung himself.
Do you think he killed himself?
At first I thought he hung himself. I couldn't believe it. But now I know he didn't hang himself because, and I'm not a conspiracy type guy. I've been charged with conspiracy, but...
You must leave the area immediately. If you refuse to leave the area, you will be arrested for North Carolina General Statute under North Carolina General Statutes is for lying.
But the fact of the matter is, it is not okay what you are doing, and the people are not intimidated.
If you have a good sheriff, however, they can stand in the gap.
You got to be subject to the law, whether you have on blue jeans or blue uniforms. What is right is right is right.
I don't give a damn what it is. Because guess what? I'm ready to go to jail and die about it.
And the people on the left have always understood that they would tell people, think globally, act locally. We need to understand what the global agenda is, but we need to act locally to counter it. And we need to do it in a way that occupies peace. We need to do it in a way that is going to make connections with each other locally, so we see each other as human beings and not as...
The Word of God teaches us in the book of Psalms. It says that if I had wings like a dove, then I would fly away and be at rest.
All right. Welcome to Podcast Le Renaissance. Today we have a special guest. His name is Jimmy Watson. I learned about him on TikTok because his videos are hilarious. He's all around a fascinating guy, a former Navy SEAL, former Blackwater mercenary, and he worked with John McAfee, the guy who made McAfee antivirus, for a few years, and he was arrested on the same charges as John McAfee, who of course died in prison by supposedly hanging himself. Jimmy Watson was the only other person to be arrested on those charges, and he's currently on house arrest pending that whole case. But he's making the best of it. He's got his TikTok going at Mighty Warrior 2021, where he makes hilarious videos about being on house arrest and just other things. I really recommend you go check that out. And he's also working on starting a new podcast. The website for that podcast is tellmystory.io, and you should definitely go check that out as well. Anyways, without further ado, let's jump right into the conversation.
So, how long have you been doing this? You got some podcasts out yet? Are you building some up?
Yeah, so I'm trying to stay ahead of schedule right now. This will go out next week because I have one for this week. So this will be episode 6. I've been trying to do podcasts for like 3 years, and I finally just determined like a month ago to like keep it consistent, something every week.
So you've been going for about a year?
No, with this one it's only a couple of months, like a month and a half. The one I just posted today was the last interview I just posted today was with my senator about vaccine passports and all that fun stuff.
What's your primary audience target?
I like to talk about police interactions, just society, like government. Keep it like on that mostly. But I also like share like just stories, especially revolving around that. And I mean, you're such a character. And then I saw you were starting your podcast because the first video I saw of yours was the one where you're just going on about assaulting Chuck E. Cheese in various ways. And yeah. Oh God, I was so intrigued by that video because I just had to see where you were coming from because obviously you were a Navy SEAL and I was just like, this guy's hilarious. What's his story? So I just had to like check it out. And you were starting a podcast at literally the same time I was. And I was like, hey, let me see if I can reach out and if he'd come on because I don't know. Just
yeah. I am more than honored to go out to pretty much anybody's show, big or small or big, doesn't matter to me. It's all equal. I wanted to, we started our own podcast, but really we're focused on getting interviewed first and then see how that develops into tell my story on my podcast, Mm-hmm. But definitely want to be different because not to outshine others, but to just be just to provide something to the public that others are not necessarily doing, which was kind of challenging.
And so what's the concept of your? Because I don't think you've had any episodes yet, right? Because I've seen you have your own podcast where you talk. Have you had any with the Tell My Story so far?
I haven't had any episodes yet. We've been collecting stories, and they're kind of just extraordinary stories from ordinary people, quote unquote ordinary, which is extraordinary in itself. But I find that many people have these extraordinary stories, and the worst feeling in the world probably is one of the worst feelings in the world is wanting to get your story out, but not being able to. You know, a lot of people reach out to ghostwriters and stuff and a lot of pain because they're like, I want to get my story out. And so this is an opportunity for people to come on the show, you know, when we start officially and tell their extraordinary stories, and probably will surprise people how much we have in common as a society in suffering and pain and loss and depression, and you know, it's not all about depressing things, but there sure is some commonalities there. But as far as mine goes, it's an improv podcast that I'm doing on my own, and I just like the improv. That's why I don't like asking for any questions or anything beforehand, because I don't want to taint myself, and that's why I'm not influenced by other podcasts or anything like that either.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely helps because personally, if I plan something out too much like this, I tend to overthink, and then it clutters my mind, and it gets confusing. It's better just to just have the conversation and let it occur naturally, for sure.
Exactly. When we start to analyze things with logic, for me personally, that's very hindering to my to my calling and my mission, and because my mission is kind of spirit led, and you know, you have to go with the flow. So like we tried at first to do you know, regimented you know, every other night, or Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays at this time we're going to do this podcast, but really that doesn't work with my mentality. And so here we are. You know, I like to just do free flowing improv, not really understand, not really know what questions I want to get, you know, things like that.
Well, so I have to ask you. So you were arrested in front of your mother, is that correct?
I was arrested in front of my mother. They waited, the FBI, there's about 15 FBI agents. I think some of them were mixed with Dallas, the lead Dallas SWAT team members and stuff. And they were actually, you know, they were pretty aggressive at first because they were scared that I was a serious threat as a Navy SEAL and prior Marine. And unfortunately, I think that kind of is spread throughout our society right now to kind of demonize and make our service members look kind of crazy. And it's not their fault because, you know, I'll tell you what happened. I was at the diner, and they waited till I was out of my house, and I don't blame them. I would too. And they waited till I was at the diner. I was walking out with my mom. I had this supernatural peace, calm that came over me, and I can't explain this. It was like the first time I was calm in years and years and years, and it was so significant. I even told my mom as we were walking out, Mom, somebody's been praying for me because I am feeling total peace, like everything's gonna be okay. And within 5, I was blasted by 15 FBI agents jumping out of SUVs, coming out of the woodwork, coming out of the trees, and you know, looking down the barrel of their gun. And my primary concern was my mother, so I was real calm, and I just said, hey, I said, hey, whatever you need to do, okay? And I said, so I got down. And what they saw was compliant. They were super nice. In fact, they were so nice that my aunt saw the video later on because my mom took video camera footage, and she said, "Well, that's so nice. They're dusting him off." And I was like, "Aunt Cheryl, they're patting me down. They're not dusting me off." You know what I'm saying?
What was your mother's reaction to this? Because I couldn't imagine getting arrested in front of my mother. I mean, that would be.
She's so strong, Douglas. She's a very, very strong woman because she's had to deal with me my whole life. I mean, when I was 8 years old, I came in the bathroom. She was blowing her hair, and I said, "Mom." She said, "Yes, little Jimmy," because she's real patient with me. I said, "I'm going to get a mohawk, tattoos all over my body one day." And she's like, Jimmy, you can do whatever you want to do in life, but just don't ride motorcycles." Well, I rode a few motorcycles, and I got in wrecks along the way. And it's always just a wild child. So she's been real patient with me. What she did when I got arrested was she said, "Well, I guess you got the tater finally." And I think that's like some kind of joke from some comedian out there. But she was saying the tater, you got the tater. And I laughed, and I was laughing. I was playing around. But deep down inside, I was like, what is this about? Because I was about to leave the country forever. I was going to self-exile myself.
So you're about to leave the country for good and not come back?
Yeah, I was basically self-exile. I was going to the self-exile because I feel like the country had treated me in life, mistreated me. But also, a lot of my sins testify against me. Maybe I don't agree with some things that happen and some charges and so forth. I can't really get into the case, but my point is I was running from myself and I was running from God. And you can try to run from yourself, but you're still there. And you can try to run from God, but no matter what dark corner that you hide in, he's right there. And so it's not possible to run from God. And I was trying to do that. And I know for a fact that being arrested, although it was probably one of the lowest points in my life because it was a culmination of low points, and that was like at the apex of all low points, is the dichotomy as it is. And but it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Getting thrown in the Texas Federal Penitentiary in 24-hour lockdown. And it was absolutely the best thing that ever happened to me, because if I would have left the country, Douglas, my life would have been over. I just know because I was leading. But because I was thrown into the belly of the whale, so to speak, like Jonah in the Bible, he was on a mission from God, but he diverted and he was running away from God, and so the story goes he gets swallowed by a whale. He's in the whale's belly. He gets regurgitated up. Now he's like, "Oh God, whatever you need," and that's what I'm like now, because I had a life-changing experience afterwards.
And that's when you went to, I forget what the meeting group where you went to was called. Some people are so afraid to even leave the house. It's wild.
Woman, because she's had to deal with me.
Alright, obviously the audio's down. I was making a chicken joke. The chicken's in here was my joke, but it's not really. I couldn't catch them again. They're like on to me. They're on to me now. They know that I'm using them for fame, and they really do not appreciate it. So there's that. You gotta wait for them to coop up, and then I can get one. Then I'll get one. All right. Let's jump right back into it. Boom. Sorry, Sarah. I know you wanted the chicken, man. So I tried to make a joke that was in the cat, but I don't know. After I made it, the timing was off. The mic was off. Not only was the timing off, the mic was off. So, it didn't quite land. LOL. I love people like, there's like, I don't know, it's like a demon or something. LOL, you think the Bill of Rights will protect you? That's cute. They said he should do. Oh, Lord. What is it? Oh, my God. Do you know? Who are you guys talking to each other? Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Some of them seem like you're talking to me. I can't tell. I was muted. I'm not muted, right? I'm talking. Hope so. I was muted. I think you're a little behind. Gavin was in. Oh, Lord. All right, let's see what the viscosity pilot's saying. I still didn't see that $25 from what's-his-face. But if you want to support this stream, paypal.me/healinglaw. It's pinned at the top. You know, 5, 10, 15, 20 bucks. Appreciate it. Yeah, of course I have a cat. The funny thing about her is she's a killer. She's brought me so many dead animals and alive. She brought me 2 flying squirrels at one point. Baby flying squirrels that I raised for a bit. And she didn't kill them for some reason. It was weird. She like brought them to me. Yeah, she's I figured, you know, can't get a chick and a cat, you know. But the cats are so saturated on the internet that they're so overrepresented. They're so overrepresented that I figured I'd you know, I'd try and get chickens. But what I was saying about her is, for some reason she does not actually. She likes to chase them around the yard sometimes. Like when they were younger, she liked to kind of play with them. It's like she knows that she's not supposed to touch them. Very odd. Very odd with her, because well, I guess she has to slow them down over the years too. Yeah, let's see if we got any more. It looks like Klasfeld didn't get in there this time. Inner city. This guy's gonna have carpal tunnel typing as fast as he is. Oh, and again, you know, I want to go to this people for a moment. So I know they had a Radio Patriot. They had a great feed somewhere. I want to see if I can find it. I wonder if that was it. If somebody finds it, you can drop the link in the chat. Radio Patriot. It's a great website. You can't see much on it. It's just occurring to me. But radiopatriot.net. Go give them. They have. I can't find the page. If somebody finds it, it's a great resource. But you know, check that out. I know they linked to this stream, and I got a lot of traffic from them, so I appreciate that. And they also had great resources. Maybe I can find it on my phone. But anyways, let's see what this interview goes, because I had to leave for a moment. Now let's see what we got going on here. This guy is boring. You guys are so lame. Are you paying for this? Oh Lord. So funny. You're boring, Trey. I thought we were having a good time, Trey. We were having a good time. And then you just had to go there? You really hurt my feelings. Anyways, I'm definitely lower energy than I was yesterday, that's for sure. I did not sleep much. Alright, let's see what they got to say on Foxes here.
can promise you, some really nervous people right now who are sitting out there, and these are some of the most powerful men in the country.
But she has not been able to come to a plea agreement yet. And she has offered quite a bit to the federal government, but they have not taken the bait. Why is that?
I don't know. I mean, maybe she hasn't been willing to provide them all the details that are necessary, but Kennedy, I think it's absolutely horrific.
So I guess what they're discussing on Fox is obviously that she has details. Maybe she's trying to work a plea agreement out by saying, oh, I'll rat out, this, this, and this if you give me lesser charges. But they're saying how that didn't happen. So who knows where, this guy is so animated, this lawyer, though. But it's an interesting point that, let's see what they got to say.
Horrific that this is the only person in Epstein's inner circle who's been charged. Now I'm hoping additional charges are going to come down the line, but when you have a private...
Well, this is the thing, too, and I've seen people make this comment in the comments a few times. I've heard it other places. Apparently, some people suggest that she was the one that brought Epstein into it. She already had this thing going, allegedly. And she brought Epstein and others into it. So that may be why she's being targeted. It may be why she's not getting a plea deal. But who knows? I mean, that's all speculation.
Jet, and you're calling it the Lolita Express, and you're burying some of your best friends all across...
Wait, did Epstein call it the Lolita Express? Epstein called it that? I thought that was like a nickname given to it by like the news or something. Did Epstein called it that? That's what he just said. I don't know if that's true.
The world with what appear to be these underage girls, the question is, why hasn't anybody else been charged? Right? Is she protecting someone? Or are prosecutors who botched the case in 2008 when they agreed to a plea deal without him serving any time, are they trying to protect these people? We'll see.
Yeah, and this case has been well documented. Obviously, there was the original book, Filthy Rich, and then the Netflix series, so people have gotten very emotionally attached to this case, and many people believe.
Yeah, I mean, they're hitting on the points that everyone kind of knows. It's been going on for years, and all of a sudden now we're going to deal with it, right? So there's that. There's that. Epstein, yeah. Her father, yeah. See, she was MK altered. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Apparently, yeah. That's what I heard. It wasn't just her thing. Her father brought her into it. Because he was like a CIA asset, allegedly, but I guess he definitely worked for the CIA and all that, but, yeah, I just not making any claims here. Alright, I'll end that poll. Because we figured you guys are just reading ahead of me when I made it. I'll come up with a different one later. Let's see. Well, let's see. Let's just drop a new one in here. Can't go wrong with this one. What do you guys think the jury's verdict's going to be? It's obviously a guess. Just a little fun little poll. Let's see. Let's check up in... Yeah, so that's kind of surprising, because I heard the evidence can be very limited, but the fact that they're mentioning, we heard from Viscosity, the names being dropped left and right. We got Bill Clinton, Donald Trump. People don't like to mention that one. And many others. What was the other ones? It's like a million of them. But let's see. Inner City Press. What's Schumer saying up here? Is that Schumer? Oh, no. That looks like Schumer. All right. Oh, we got Viscosities flying around everywhere, putting electronics and everything. We don't know what electronics, but he's putting them there. Kevin Spacey was on the plane. After the first thing at the hotel, he put you up, right? Boom. Everdale. The green sports car. Who gave it to Mr. Epstein? Viscosity. Les Wexner. And Mr. Epstein gave you 40 acres of land in New Mexico on which you built your home? Yes. And he paid your 2 children's college tuitions? Yes. He cared about your daughters when they were in college, right? And even when they were younger. And Mr. Epstein had back problems and needed massages, right? Vysotsky, yes. Holy Lord. He used 10,000 Wave studio in Santa Fe, yes? Yes. And when he met him, Epstein's girlfriend was Eva Anderson? Yes. And Miss Maxwell just worked for him? It seemed that way. Just like, I don't know if the pilot's going to be the only one on the stand today. He's been going on all day. Later, whatever personal relationship existed between Mr. Epstein and Miss Maxwell fizzled out, right? Yes, in the 2000s. And Epstein brought others, like personal assistant Sarah Kellen, right? Yes. Later, Ghislaine was in a relationship with Ted Walt, CEO of Gateway Computers, right? Yes. And she introduced you to Mr. Watts plane pilot, right? Yes. Good time for a break. Another break? I mean, I know I've taken... But that's like the 3rd break in like... See, I mean, I guess even if the trial was being live streamed, you know, there's gonna be long gaps. But I'm the boring one. If you guys are watching the trial, okay, it would be less entertaining than my boring gaps. But I'm working on it, man. I'm working on it, dude. Shoot. They use... Alright, let's see what you guys are saying. It's a spam call. I'm tempted to give you guys the numbers so you don't all spam the same spam caller for a moment. Spacey filmed in my hometown years ago. We heard first that he brought back young, and I mean young guys, to the hotel from our roommate who worked at the hotel. That's one of the commenters speaking on Kevin Spacey. We got 71% of y'all saying guilty, 22% saying hung jury. I think that's slightly more hung jury than yesterday. I don't remember what the poll result was yesterday. Confidence is shifting, but it's also a smaller poll. Let's see. Good Lord. Let me see. Oh, man. Let's just pop in on other streams, see what they're covering. And Manson and P. Diddy. Oh my gosh, there's so many names. With that judge, you think it's going to be a guilty verdict? Shaking my head. Well, it is up to the jury ultimately. So, have you checked your audio quality lately? When I asked how young, he said, so probably 18 and forget about it. Then the news broke. We remembered. Tom Hanks? Oh, Tom Hanks was on the Lolita Express. Yeah, he's been getting crapped on a lot by everyone lately. It was like after he had COVID or whatever, everyone started to like hate him for some reason. I mean, I'm sure there's reasons, but I could not keep up. If you guys got anything that I'm missing, I mean, it just seems like a really, as you'd figure, slow day. We might just shift topics for a bit and talk about something else because it's kind of a pain in the butt to stay on the same thing all day. Especially when it's developing so slowly. But reach out at Healing Law on Telegram. And if you got any insight, let me know. If I'm missing something, I'm going to check my Telegram right now. I know I got messages in here, and unfortunately I can't log in on the computer to share them here. So Gerardo. And let's talk about the another case that's going on right now, though. I don't know much about it because I haven't looked into it. I don't even remember what happened. What was it? What was this? The guy, he pretended to get beat up, and then I think he's on charges for lying to the FBI. I guess perjury. A real lawyer, Joseph Smollett, is a real victim of an attack, of a real crime, his attorney says. So they're trying to go real I thought it was clear that he wasn't actually attacked. I thought he kind of admitted this. He tried to stage a hate crime, didn't he? That's what he did. Lawyer Josie Smollett is the real victim. He's the real victim. I have my pretty little face over here. Alright. Oh gosh. Josie Smollett is a real victim of a real crime, his attorney said to the ex-Empire actors. Whoa. Trial. Oh my gosh. Alright. He's a victim of a real crime, rejecting the prosecutor's allegation that he staged a homophobic and racist attack in Chicago after the television studio where he worked didn't take the hate mail he had received seriously. Defense attorney Oshie says 2 brothers attacked Smollett in 2019 because they didn't like him, and that a $3,000 check the actor paid the men was for training so he could prepare for an upcoming music video, not as a payment for staging a hate crime, as prosecutors allege. So you got beat up by 2 guys you paid? Ushi says also suggested a 3rd attacker was involved and told jurors there is not a shred of physical forensic evidence linking Smollett to the crime the prosecutors allege. What's the crime? I guess this is making a false police report or something. So where are they on this trial? They got jury selection. Looks like it's weird how they start these trials at the same exact time. I mean, trial selection for the Maxwell case started last week, but it still wrapped up yesterday when the Smollett trial was just beginning their jury selection. The long road to Smollett. So that's going on. It's not really that interesting of a case to me. It's kind of funny, I guess, but there's no real implications to what was done. If you're mad at him, if you're not mad at, I don't know. Right, that was the thing too, is they said they were like saying MAGA, MAGA, right? That was another thing. Why is it even a current case? I don't know. It's just now beginning. Oops, caught him lying. Yeah, see, but he was like, I thought it was clear that he was lying. I thought that was known. But I was listening to too much of Mr. Documents at the time, so I probably only got his perspective on it. The man with the documents, you know that guy? I got sealed indictments for 7,000 individuals right here in my hands.
It's going down.
That guy. I think that's where I got all my small news. So, I mean, I'm not saying, you know, it was fake, what he was saying, but, you know, he's got, S mullet. Yep. There is a huge implication, Raider. What? What? It made like a story in the news? Hours after vouching for the fact that the shots are nanoscale. What? Y'all are funny, man. Who said this? Fauci? I'm not even gonna make that. People think I'm making a claim. There is no audio channel, no. There's nothing, Dorothy. Nothing. Nothing. That's why it's kind of a boring thing to cover. I'm trying to make it interesting, but, you know, it's overwhelming. I'll explain. All right, Raider's going to explain the implications of what Smollett did. Or the Smollett case, I guess. He didn't make a claim on which way, I guess. I don't know which way he's going to take it. We're going to see what he thinks the major implications of this case are. Because to me, I mean, what? He just made people look bad in the news? He was trying to smear, I think he was trying to smear Trump supporters or something. I think that was the whole thing. It was like these two literal dudes from Africa wearing Trump hats. Wasn't it? Is that what I remember? I mean, like, the reality is the media just deepens what people already believe. It doesn't change it, really, like the mainstream. I don't think that people saw what happened to Smollett and thought that Trump supporters beat up literal Africans from Africa. Trump supporters came and beat up Smollett. I don't think anyone who didn't hate Trump already, which, nobody's used that word. Where's this banned? I don't know. Nobody that hated Trump already changed their opinion, and no one that loved Trump was like, oh my God, Smollett got beat up by two supporters. But I'll see what you got to say. I'm interested in your take. Also, that's the word that is banned. Nobody's realized it yet. But since I'm using it and we're going that way, you know, I'll drop it back. I'll put it back in there. I don't know if it just got blocked entirely or what. But the word was Trump. just to get called a liberal a few more times. I need somebody to, you know, direct some more hate at me about being, I don't know, people are funny, man. I don't affiliate politically. It just doesn't happen. So you get accused of being everything. It's kind of fun. Oh my God, you're liberal scum like you. Liberal scum like you blocking Trump. Blocking the word Trump. See, the only reason I blocked it is because both sides were annoying me. Both sides of the issue, just the issue even being discussed, was annoying me. But, here we go. I got somebody call me a liberal right now. Dirty liberal. I'm trying to figure out. It might just remain blocked, guys. I don't know if I can undo it. YouTuber bans Donald Trump as a word from his chat. Breaking news. Can you believe it, guys? Liberal scum out there banning Trump from the chat. They know who won the election last year. They know who the real president is. Who's not in the White House. Who's not doing anything. Who's living his life and not even thinking about what they're thinking about. They know. Liberal scum. I'm trying to add Trump back in, but you guys aren't going to be able to use it. I don't remember how to change it. Trump's banned from the chat. Alright, I got to get back to... Did he put it in? Let me see. Did you get in here? Raider, did you put it in? Raider, where's your comment? All right, there we go. Is that the first one or the second one? You said it was going to be 2. I'm sorry, guys, but it was kind of a joke. Oh, it's not blocked? Trump's not blocked? Oh, I put it in earlier. Oh, maybe that's why I didn't see it get blocked. I tried to block it. Sorry, Raider, I lost your comment here. All right, Raider's going to tell us the implications here. Back before Harris decided to run, she held a fundraiser in L.A. In attendance was Warner, media execs, Lee Daniels, producer, several other... All right, hold on. Are we on the same page here? Are we talking about... We're talking about Smollett, right? All right, this must be his first reply. Still waiting on it. He's got to come a long ways to convince me of anything here. Smollett's mother's name is Harris. Last name is Harris. So Kamala could be related. I'm not sure. How long is the Maxwell trial? And Santos, the judge said it could literally be until after the holidays. So after, we could be talking about into January. So could you imagine how long that would be? Oh, Trump, yeah, I see it. Huh, weird. I put it in there. Mostly because I don't know, I just didn't want to have the discussions that were going on yesterday. It was so annoying to have one comment. Because again, now I'm going on about it. It was literally like one comment would be like, Donald Trump has won the election. And then the next was, Donald Trump is the worst person ever. It was literally just like bots were just coming in or something. It was weird. And then people would just start to argue. And then I'm getting comments, just literally somebody put on there, this guy hates Trump. All right, boom. I think maybe, let me see. Ugh. People need to talk. Yeah, they do. Yeah. See, that's the thing. Is like everybody. Again, I'm just gonna talk about other things for a moment. Just ram about what's coming to my mind. Again, I hit this point all the time. When we talk about these issues and how important the Maxwell case is, or whatever we think about Rittenhouse, we have to be careful we're not being divisive about what we're talking about, because it doesn't matter if we're right. It doesn't matter if you... I mean, it does matter, but I mean, like, proving that to someone else in anger and hate isn't going to get you anywhere. You're never going to convince anyone. So that's why I kind of just like, I don't know. That's why I don't take a side on I don't want to make too many claims because the issue here is that this trafficking exists on such a grand scale that if we were to sit there spending time, it's going to take years to solve. It already taken 20 years just for this case to come up to the surface. And it's already taken 20 years for this case to come to the surface. And there's still thousands more. And there always will be thousands more until we correct the root problem, which is bad parenting. Like, why were these 14-year-old girls flying around with a grown man and their parents were just letting them? I mean, wild. Ah, man. Look at this photo, though. Let's see. Window. Image. This one, I don't know. What is up with this one? She's looking like a duck. I think that the artist has something out for her, man. That does not look like Maxwell at all. Like that one's particular, but the mask looks goofy. That's why I put it up there. When I blow it up, that does not look like her. That's wild. Listen, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go till 5 today. I'm like tired. I'm like tired, y'all. Oh, did what's his name get back to explaining his reasoning here? Raider? No, he never finished. He got distracted. Oh, so to answer who was implicated, Harris and the participants in the media who tried to cover it up, including Michelle Obama, who's the sorority sister of Kim Fox, who called in favors to have the charges dropped. So you're saying that the media, like people in office, collaborated knowingly to lie, like conspired to lie to the public on purpose? Is that what you're saying that this would prove? That if he faked this attack and these people like Harris knew he faked the attack and they stood up on a national stage and said that he was attacked when he wasn't, knowing that he wasn't? Is that what you're thinking? You're saying that's why? Michelle Obama, the sorority sister of Kim Fox, who called in favors to have the charges dropped. Oh, so the charges were initially dropped and then re-raised, huh? Black Book, Black Book. I get you. I mean, I guess it could further prove that. But I mean, the thing is like what often happens with a case like this is we know that more people are probably implicated, but everyone spends so much attention to this case, and then something else hits the media. We're all guilty of it, and we all just go chase that thing, right? And it's unlikely Bill Clinton's not going to get charged over this. I mean, it's unlikely as could be. It's unlikely that any other big names are going to come out of this that are actually going to get charged. And because of that, what's happened several times before is just going to happen again, and this is just going to go back under the rug. And maybe in 20 years, they'll have to make another scapegoat to, oh, Maxwell's secretary helped out this whole time. I don't know. Let me see. Alright, guys. I gotta take another break. I know there's not much happening, man. There's not much to cover. I'll be back. I'm just gonna finish off this podcast. I'm going to try and set something up so that we can do something a little more entertaining. Because I cannot do this right now. I'll be right back.
Said, well, I guess you got the tater finally, and I think that's like some kind of joke from some comedian out there. Saying that tater, you know, you got the tater, and I was laughing. I was playing around. But deep down, I was like, what is this about? Because I was about to leave the country forever. I was going to say anything about it.
So you're about to leave the country for good and not come back?
Yeah, I was basically still exiled. I was going into self-exile because I felt like the country had treated me in line, mistreated me, but also, you know, a lot of officers testified against me. Maybe I don't agree with some things that happened and some charges and so forth. I can't really get into the case, but my point is that I was running from myself and I was running from God. And you can try to run from yourself, but you're still there. And you can try to run from God, but no matter what dark corner that you hide in, He's right there. And so it's not possible to run from God. And I was trying to do that. And I know for a fact that being arrested, although it's probably one of the lowest points of my life because it was a culmination of low points. And that was like the apex of all low points is the dichotomy that it is. And, but it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Being thrown into settled injury in 24 hours. And it was absolutely the best thing that ever happened to me because if I would have let the country go, my life would have been over. I just because of the rules, but because I was thrown into the belly of the well, so to speak, like Jonah, he saw a mission from God, but he diverted and he was running away from God, and so the story goes, he gets swallowed by a whale. He's in the whale's belly, he gets regurgitated. Now he's like, oh God, whatever you need. And that's what I'm like now. Because I have a lot of changes afterwards.
And that's when you went to, I forget what the meeting group you went to was called, and you discovered your purpose in life is in large part to make a lighthouse to others. That was after the arrest?
That was after the arrest. I was on house arrest for 6 months. I by the grace of God, I was released by a Texas judge. Otherwise, I would have been transferred from penitentiary to penitentiary to upstate New York, well, a pending trial, just like John Acme, which put it in Spain, pending trial. And they figure in two things. Is he a flight risk when they're considering house arrest for penitentiary? Is he a flight risk or is he a dangerous to society?
I don't know how to set this up through YouTube though, man.
Because I have been living abroad. Forever because of COVID. The world.
I'm on StreamYard, I don't know. I see broadcasts, videos.
He's out about that and made me feel so even more so he can get the theater. And it didn't turn out easy, but it's easier for me to call it. And so they had to factor those two things, and the dangerous society could appeal. Which is just not very fair, but you have to take where people have PTSD or something crazy and things happen, but
it's going to make me reset the broadcast.
Basically said that. We don't do that at Islam and but all the DOJ,
you only have your phone, right? You only have your phone, right?
I was able to go on house arrest with my parents on a $10 million bond and a pending trial in the night I left for Oregon. Because I prayed to God, I'll go anywhere because I'm dead anyway. So I'll go to any rehabilitation center or anything. And I had submitted an application for ORW, Operation Restorative Warrior, before being arrested. Now I thought it was over completely. But then I got on my knees one night, and I was in a desperate situation.
I could care less about died. In the Bible it says, it talks about in the morning I wish it was night, in the night I wish it was morning. In solitary confinement, in the Texas Federal Penitentiary, was hell for me. It was a living nightmare because my whole life I tried my hardest, but it just backfired on me. And I think a lot of people relate to that. And so the night before I was asked to go to Operation School Warrior, I got on my knees and I prayed to God, if you send me somewhere, I'll go. And the very next day, this amazing guy named Timothy from Operation School Warrior, the recruiter, he called me and said, hey, can you go on this hot deal? Can you go on the hot space with me? We had a couple guys drop out, will you go right now? And I said, 100%. And so I went to Operation School Warrior. The night I left Operation School Warrior, John Mackey supposedly hung himself. Now I think he was murdered. Some people think he killed him.
And that's what I was going to ask you, but I didn't want to be insensitive. I mean, do you think he killed himself?
At first, the night he supposedly hung himself was really strange, a culmination of everything, because I was charged with the same things he was charged with. I was the only one charged alongside him. And then we had him, all of a sudden he's dead, and he was like a father to me until we had a big meltdown. I realized that there was a dark side to him, and I've been manipulated, and there's a lot of things happened. But I totally renounced my relationship with him, had to talk to him a long time. And then he died. It's still tragic, but at first I thought he hung himself. I could have believed it, but now I know he didn't hang himself because, and I'm not a conspiracy type of guy. I've been charged with conspiracy, but this is tied to conspiracy, and I just don't. I'm not lying because he was a sensationalist. He lived for the people bottom quote, you know, like that. And so he was about, so if you were about to do the you wouldn't hang yourself because it's a big change of atmosphere. You literally find out you're going to be extradited, which is bad in a way. But in another way,
am I recording still? Oh,
so why would you hang yourself?
That's funny. I didn't know that, so he supposedly hung himself a day before he was about to be transferred.
That's right. That's right.
That doesn't make any sense. So you got to avoid the standby lockdowns overseas, or was it oh,
Lord! It was. I was doing Muay Thai fighting in Thailand. That was my next aspiration was to be now to be a Muay Thai fighter. Try everything, right? And then I decided, man, I'm going to the French Foreign Legion with my buddy, and because I'm out of it, man, I'll just disappear. And my buddy goes. He knocks on the front gates of the French Foreign Legion in Marseille, Paris, and with his passport, they let him in. He explains later. He goes to this. He's been in it about a year. He tells me to come on. I buy my ticket to Paris. And the very next day, a thing called COVID happened.
Bro, it's not lazy. I just don't want to fucking figure out new technology. It's not. I'm going to lose everything that I know how to do, and I have to learn it all again, and then it'll be fun.
People bring their masks up when I was in Malaysia. But here I get my ticket, and they close France from any travel the next day. So I'm like, and that forced me to rethink everything. And when you're on lockdown, you know how COVID locks you down. I'm the type of guy that wants to escape lockdown, so I come back to the U.S. So I had to come back to the U.S. And that's kind of led me to the rest.
Yeah, the only recollection I have of the French Foreign Legion is my best friend in childhood. He had trouble passing. He's like, I'm going to go overseas. Get Skype. I got to sign up. I got a lot to do. Just Skype.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, a lot of people do. It's not advisable. I don't advise anyone to do that because, you know, unless you don't have anything else going on in life, it's like joining an outlaw biker gang. You know, and I've hung out with one of the top outlaw biker gangs part of my life, and you know, I'm not gonna mention, but you know, if you know, one of their models was unless you got nothing else in life, I mean zero, and at that point, you know, you join something like that, but highly ill-advisable. I would not go to the principal event.
And that reminds me of, so you were in Blackwater. I'm right by, within an hour of the training base, but I grew up kind of right there. So I assume you went to Blackwater, Virginia to train, or do you not have to go there if you're part of that?
Yeah, so Blackwater, I went to the vetting class 15 in Moyock, North Carolina. So you're probably close to Moyock, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we stayed in Virginia. This was back in 2004, late 2004. And when the 4 guards were Empire and Steel were hung and burned, you know, on the Fallujah Bridge, those Blackwater guards. And I was going through the vetting process, class 15, which, you know, they have hundreds of classes. But I was at the very early stages, and our instructors were had just got off the Karzai detail, the former Afghanistan president detail. And so the party guy, it was a tough course. They called this guy the Angel Death, and would come in and just have a list of guys that he would cut at the end of the day for the vetting. It's called a vetting process. It means like, hey, here's a bucket of parts. You put that together to an AK-47, and not only do you have to put it together, now you got to shoot a high score on the range with an AK. Put together, and then they got 2 instructors per guy. It was very hard at the time. But then they lowered their standards, and when you lower your standards to raise your average, and I'm not talking about girls here, or anything, I'm talking about, you know, when you lower your standards to raise your average with a company, you're going to get piss poor, excuse my language, but piss poor results. And that's what happened. They try to fill contracts, and so they were hiring quote-unquote operators for Blackwater who, in a war zone, who did not belong there, that had zero experience in war. And when you send people to war without experience, you can do that when it's the military, Marines, Army, you know. But you won't do that when it's like a mercenary company or quote-unquote or contracting company. Because you're going to have guys flake out, and guess what? They go to the top because they want to skim me out of the war, so they become administration, and they're running it like a department, like a police, and I say this very carefully, like a police department, but I'm talking about the politics in the police department, not the police officers. I respect the sheriff and police and FBI and all government agencies because the people working there are not people. They're true American patriots who desire desperately to feel the shoes of former bad ancestors in the police department, firemen, and paramedics. But they're ran administratively by politically motivated personalities. And that's what happened in Blackwater. And that's why he crashed and burned to the ground.
Yeah. That's, wow, I didn't know that about Blackwater, but yeah, my high school was there, so right in Moyock, right there in Crocodile County. Yeah, I mean, we talk about, like, a lot of my podcast does focus on policing and stuff, and I'm not trying to, like, I'm never trying to crap, I'm trying to, like, always get the middle ground. But yeah, I see a lot of politics in it, too, because there was recently a police-involved shooting where I'm at in Elizabeth City, and it made national headlines, and the police department and the sheriff's kind of, you know, they both had different agendas. It was very interesting to watch because the sheriff's department is the one responsible, and then the police department wants to put on a good face. So and they both have different agendas.
Yeah, and it's not it's generally not the police officer. It's the career men and women that are trying to do whatever it takes to be in charge and to be administration, and they slide their way up, compromise their way up to the top, and screw many lives over on the process.
It goes beyond policing too, though. I mean, you're talking about all of politics, because then you got politicians passing erroneous laws, and then the police have to enforce that, and it's just from the bottom to the top. It's not a good scene right now.
You could have paid me $1 million a year to be a police officer. First of all, I couldn't be one now. But what I'm saying is you couldn't pay me to be one because just like what you said, you have to enforce erroneous laws that make no sense, and that you have to basically compromise yourself in order to fulfill your master's duty for the day.
That's most of the questions I had for you. I got one more, I guess. Do you have any advice for people on lockdown and how to stay entertained? I mean, on house arrest?
Yes, follow me on TikTok.
It's at Mighty Warrior 2021, right?
Man, yes, thank you. You know, at Mighty Warrior 2021, I promise, if you follow me on TikTok, you will be entertained, you will laugh, you will cry, you will unexpectedly have joy, and you will be able to reflect on your own life, especially in a time like this when a lot of people are locked down. You know, I kind of center my focus around house arrest and my ankle bracelet and all these funny videos and stuff, but in reality, a lot of us are on house arrest and we really don't know it. And so I have training videos, I have tactical videos, I have funny videos, I have what to do on house arrest to stay occupied, all kinds of things.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, everyone's been kind of on house arrest for the last year and a half. Some more so than others. I mean, just some people are so afraid to even leave the house. It's wild right now.
Fear galvanizes cowards to the fall, somebody once said. And fear is the basis of the enemy trying to exploit your anxiety so that you will no longer come out of the house and you'll just be trapped with anxiety and fear. And I have to say, I give all the glory to Jesus. And I really mean that, Yeshua, his name. And that's basically my story, Douglas. I'm honored to come on your show. I really appreciate you, and I wish you all the best, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And definitely people need to check you out, because you definitely are entertaining. Oh yeah, it's hilarious. It's not dark humor, but it's odd. I don't know. It's so funny. I don't know how to classify it. Because especially when you have like that music, the Chuck E. Cheese one with like the kind of like dark music behind it, and I didn't know where you were coming from with it. I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah, because it's a lot of truth. You know, Napoleon said this. He said, we have to laugh at man to avoid crying for him. A lot of times when someone like me uses humor, there's a really serious message, a deep, serious message behind the humor, and that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I feel like the videos do.
I think they do. Thank you so much for your time.
Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you. I like the podcast. They're short, sweet, and
I hope you guys enjoyed that discussion. All right, guys. I'm trying to. I'm talking over myself here, literally. How is he talking twice? This is the wildest thing I've ever seen. Let me see. Shut up, boy. All right. I was trying to set up something, but of course this isn't gonna work now. Dude, I am all kinds of running around here. Obviously, you guys heard what was going on behind the scenes there. That was my interview with Jimmy Watson. I thought it was a fascinating talk to him. This is one of my first podcasts, so, wasn't as good as it could have been. I have to try and get him on again. I know he's busy, but he's a funny guy. Boom. So I was trying to work something out, but for some reason, and I realize you guys can hear everything happen on my computer, I cannot download anything on my computer right now. It's like a huge thing. So, you know what? Sound problems seem to occur while wearing headphones. Still? Oh, Lord. I might just fucking call it a day. If you are rich, you get away with murder. Let's see. Listen, guys. I'm just too tired from yesterday. 7 hours was too much. And I realized I couldn't do it again today. That's why I started late. I'm just going to end it today. I'll be back tomorrow for a few hours. I'll probably aim for like 2 or 3 hours, because you really can't go on 7 hours a day. It's maybe I'll do maybe I'll do something later this afternoon, because I can't get anything set up. I was going to try and do a Skype call or StreamYards. Nothing's happening with that right now. And nothing's happening with that. So I'm just going to call it quits right now, because I don't know, just there's not enough to go on. But you guys, if you guys want to continue the conversation, get over to t.me/. Is it too loud? Oh my freaking Lord! Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know why it switched back. I didn't even switch that. I don't know why it's setting switch back. So there's my good mic. I don't know why. Again, I'm out. Maybe I'll get something set up for this afternoon, but I'm gonna take a few hours off right now. I think we'll be back at like 5 or something. Maybe. Or definitely tomorrow. Alright, guys. Thanks for tuning in.